Yesterday I did a poem by Edmund Waller, getting at this carpe diem theme, this idea that when you're young you have to seize the day. Youth is passing, beauty is fleeting, so you better enjoy it while you can. Robert Herrick has a great poem that starts, "Gather ye rosebuds while ye may," and so on. Waller was certainly picking up that theme. Another one doing that some centuries later is A.E. Housman in a poem from his Shropshire Lad series that's called Loveliest of Trees, the Cherry Now. My teacher at the University of Dallas, Louise Cowan, used to hold up this poem with a kind of wonder at its perfection as a lyric. It's so simple. It's chiseled with a kind of ease and grace that I think in some ways reminds us of the work of Edmund Waller. A.E. Housman was a classical scholar, someone whose poem, An Athlete Dying Young, To an Athlete Dying Young, all our students memorize in freshman year. And maybe in this series I'll come back to that one. But this one is about the spring. And I'm sitting this morning in front of a tree that previous year's experience tells me is going to be blossoming sometime. I mean, it's only April 29th. Surely spring will come soon, but it's not here yet in Wyoming. This is not a cherry tree, but I think a crabapple, a little less distinguished in the flowering tree line. But Housman's poem, I think, at least brings it to mind. Okay, here's Housman on the cherry tree. Loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again. And take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room, about the woodlands I will go to see the cherry hung with snow. This is a little of a variation on that carpe diem theme. It's got a couple of Christian references, biblical references, certainly wearing white for Eastertide. Growing up in the South as I did, there was always a legend about the dogwood trees, which would blossom all through the countryside around the time of Easter. And each of the blossoms had a puncture mark at the tip of it that was in the legend of the dogwood tree, supposed to represent the nails in the hands and feet of Christ. The cherry bough, of course, has no such legend, but the associations with Eastertide here are pretty powerful, as are the idea that we are given 80 years and 10. The speaker of this poem is 20 years old. He's already aware of the shortness of life. He has only 50 more years to enjoy these springtime sights. So that last stanza, and since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room. About the woodlands I will go to see the cherry hung with snow. Again, a play on the difference between winter and spring. To see the cherry hung with snow, paradoxically here, is a sense of the coming winter, but also a sense of the power of being able to experience these things in your youth and to enjoy them fully as mortality takes its toll. It's a sense of beauty, a sense of gladness, I think, that he's given this chance to see this beauty in his youth.